Jay Pace here from Providence Property Group. Self-quarantined at home like many people around the world today. If a picture speaks 1,000 words, what are these images saying to you right now? I think we can all agree that they scream, there is nothing more contagious than fear. Warren Buffett, maybe you've heard of him, famously said that investors should be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. And it's times like these, my fellow Australians, that this is wise advice to follow and take action on. Providence Director and Head of Research Simon Harris has written a fantastic article with his thoughts on the current market and the opportunities that we believe are going to be upcoming. If you haven't received it in your inbox, go to the media page on our website, check it out. We were honoured to address hundreds of people only a few weeks ago at ANZ Bank's head office in Sydney and explain our take on the property cycle. So I believe that video will be available to you all shortly, so keep an eye out for it as well. But I want to spend the next few minutes basically highlighting some of the main points from this article that our head of research has written. So what got us in this mess? It was a combination of a few things. Floods, fire, a less than desirable unemployment rate, and the cherry on top, the coronavirus. Now, the media will always do their part to keep hysteria levels high when there's fear to be sold. We constantly tell people when they come to us with different articles that they've read about the markets, etc., that the media is there to influence, not to inform. They're not your friend in any way. But it's important to stick to some facts during times of crisis. So I was able to get some information for you. In late 2018, the World Health Organization submitted a report showing that almost 3 million people in 2016 died from lower respiratory infections across the world. Now, there's currently a world odometer on worldodometer.info /coronavirus that tells you everything that's happening right now. How many cases, how many people have died, how many recoveries. And as of today, there's less than 9,000 deaths, but there's over 85,000 people recovered. And I can guarantee you, if you type coronavirus into Google at the moment, you're not getting articles on people recovering, you're getting articles on death, and you're getting articles on infectious spreading. That's basically what you're getting. So it just goes to show you exactly what type of agenda the media is pushing, because they're loving this right now. Now, have we been here before? This is a question we get asked very often. And the great thing about us being keen students of history is we can go back in time, we can actually see when we have other epidemics, we have other viral outbreaks, we have other global financial crises, etc. So what I thought I'd do here is just give you a little bit of an understanding of some of the events we've had in the past. Y2K scare, the 9/11 World Trade Center attacks, the dot-com tech crash, Iraq invading Kuwait, global outbreaks and pandemics of viruses like the bird flu, swine flu, SARS, MERS, Ebola, the Zika virus. Historically, during previous global crisis and global outbreaks of illness, the Australian property market actually remains quite resilient. And remember this as well. Selling a property is not as easy as opening up an app on your phone and clicking to sell, like you would on shares or something like that. It takes weeks to get the property for sale, get the contract ready, speak to an agent, etc., all of those things. So there will be less impulsive property sales, which will avoid a mass sell-off, unlike what we've seen in the recent weeks with the global stock market. Now, what is going to get us out of this mess? I can't stress this enough. Don't panic. No panicking, all right? Nobody's ever made a great decision whilst panicking. We have an $18 billion stimulus package, which is focused on supporting employment continuity, and there's a second round of stimulus for industry sectors, including airlines, tourism, events, sports, and the arts. Now, the RBA continues to cut rates, and today rates were cut to a record 0.25%. And these cuts improve housing affordability and they stimulate investment. They're also going to ease some of the serviceability for people that are paying high interest rates. So the demand for property historically would increase in Australia when international stock markets fall and also when our dollar is weak. And I think our dollar's buying about 62 cents US at the moment, so it's not too crash hot. Now, where are the opportunities? This is the biggest question that we get asked. And we would say that the largest opportunity we see is in fear. Fear will make people hesitate when it comes to buying. And for a period, we had been somewhat concerned that buying well for our clients would become more difficult. And while it's great to have good growth for our own portfolios and obviously the clients that have already bought through us, it does not make it very easy for clients wanting to buy now. And we don't want to compete with people in the heat of the moment when we've got a booming market, when people are paying tens of thousands or even $100,000 over what we believe a property is actually worth. And less competition due to changes in circumstances means the opportunity for buyers will present itself. Now, what circumstances am I alluding to? Well, with many businesses and even countries going on lockdown, a potential rise in unemployment will create some opportunity to buy property. So others and no longer being able to hold on to those properties, they're going to start to feel nervous. And what are they going to do? Well, they're going to try to figure out, how long can I hold on to this property before I actually have to sell it? So if you delay buying now and you wait until the dust settles, if you do that, you will not be alone. I can guarantee you, you will be part of a very big crowd. And these people that have been sitting on the fence for ages, since before the last crash, since before the last boom, just constantly waiting, don't expect discounts if you're going to wait for optimism. In fact, expect the opposite. We know from plenty of previous experience, and probably the best learning agent for us was being around during the GFC, when we kind of made a name for ourselves during 2008. The smart money always buys on weakness, okay? Buy when others are fearful. And yes, the global economic and public health situation, it's somewhat challenging, and the stock market has fallen significantly. Trillions of dollars have dropped off stock markets, okay? Superannuation has been smashed. But after several years of expansion and, crucially, no problems in the banking system and the property market, we see the cycle unfolding as we've always expected, with another forthcoming boom as the second upswing comes into play. Now, you might be asking, Jay, what is a second upswing? Like I've said before, this has all happened, okay? This has all happened in the past. And the property cycle is predictable, and Providence is known for its description and predictions based on our understanding of the cycle. And if you'd like to get a better understanding of this and watch a full video of our head of research explaining the property cycle, jump onto YouTube and just type in Providence Property Group. Plenty of videos will come up about the market. Watch it, give you a really good understanding as to where we currently are, and explain this second upswing in a lot more detail. Now, knowing when to buy and sell is not worth much if you don't know where to buy and sell. So we've got a 3-tiered research methodology which allows us to return above average results for our clients, and we've been doing that for over 14 years. There's a good video on that research component. It gives you a few tips and tricks, a few things that we look at when trying to secure the right property. Remember, we're here to help first-time and experienced property buyers buy at the right time for the right price with the best outcome. So contact us today so that we can help you make sure you're making the best decisions for your future.